Madam President, I rise in support of Senate Resolution 114. Senator McClintock, I think, is well-spoken. Empty seats never feel right in this chamber, and not having Julian's presence the last few years has not been right. A lot of us joke, well, not joke, but things go on in caucus, right? Every time in our caucus room, Julian would be quiet on a lot of things, but when he spoke with a purpose. And when his purpose was noted, a lot of us would just grin and we'd think to ourselves, what a great American. Because he never backed off his principles. And in fact, he was somewhat of a frontiersman in a lot of legislative policy around here, because one of the nicknames, or not nicknames, but we always gave the analogy, he was like a dog on a bone. He never backed off on anything around here through all of the years. He was a frontiersman on E-Verify. I remember when I came in a few years ago, or when I first came in, he'd been on this topic for years. And the reality, it's like Julian knew what was popular before we all knew what was popular, at least where the body of the people were in the state of Iowa, as well as, too, judicial nomination reform. I don't want us all to forget that either. I remember former Senator Zahn here, we had some large discussions in 2017 of Julian's viewpoint of the nominating system, and a lot was well taken too. But it took us 3 years as a body to realize that Julian was right all along. Maybe we didn't go as far as he wanted to, because that dog on the bone kept on coming back year after year after year on some of these topics. But what a great man, a great American. And I think one of the things I've really missed through my tenure over here is, I'm sure Senator Biziano would maybe appreciate this as well too, is Senator Garrett's ability, just when you think, there's always very few people around here that ability, like just when debate is done, someone hits their mic, and then I'm sure from the president's chair, we all see about 5 or 6 more lights go up. Julian Garrett had that innate ability to really kick off a debate that we almost thought was done. Like some of the classic debates around here, be Senator Garrett with either former Senator Boulton or former Senator Hogg, and I generally miss those days. And people who were around here, just it's one of those things is, time moves on from all of us, but there's some moments I could get back would be some of those days right there. There were some grueling debates, but afterwards, we'd all go back in the chamber, we'd laugh. Senator Biziano, we talked multiple times, like, just when we thought you guys were done, Julian hit his button, and he got all wound up around here. And like I said, and he never had any animosity, like whether it be Senator Boulton or Senator Hogg, like vehemently different political viewpoints, but it was never with a hostility or a hatred. And that's just made some of those debates really great around here. Finally, as Senator Kelker said, this isn't just a resolution for Senator Garrett, it's also for Nancy as well, too. They definitely have the title for, no offense to any other couples here, but probably, I think we'd all agree, the cutest couple here in the Iowa Senate for all those years. They just loved each other. You saw it every day. You saw Nancy come to the committee. I want to take a few minutes to speak to her. She was always helping clerk judiciary as well, too. And so it's going to be sad to see her retirement as well in all this. So with that, Madam President, I will conclude my comments for Senate Resolution 114 for the dog on a bone and his beautiful wife.